here. I know that you're not surprised by that. I wanted to take a look at a alternative method of finding greatest common factor. And if you're familiar with least common multiples, which is what you find when you are, you need it's a common denominator, right? That's the least common multiple. So let's say now we're going to start out basic, easy, all right, 18 and 24. And so this is the ladder method again, if I didn't say it already, ladder method. All right, so I want to make myself a ladder, or two lines like that. And what I'm looking for is the smallest prime number that goes into both of these, okay? And it might be a good idea just to make yourself a list of the prime numbers that you can think of. Okay, now, that's all I need right there. I don't think we'll need any more than that. And then, so again, we're looking for the smallest prime number that goes into both of these. So that would be 2. So I write it over here off to the left. And I divide what's inside by the outside, right? So 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 24 divided by 2 is 12. And then I'm going to make myself another rung, okay, rung in the ladder. And now I look at this and I say, well, 2 doesn't work anymore. So the next number is 3, and it does, right? So 3 is going to work here. And then I do that division again. I get 3, I get 4, okay? And so what I have is this next rung here are 2 numbers that only have a common factor of 1. So I'm not going to write the 1, right? So we just leave that. And so then I take the 2 numbers here, the numbers on the side, and when I combine those, I get the GCF. Okay. Now to get the LCM, I take all these numbers and multiply them together here, right? So my LCM is 72. 3 times 4 is 12, times 6 is 72. So that one method, right, a different method of finding your GCF. Let's do another one. And we're going to make this one just a smidgen harder by using some larger numbers. And this is where I think this is going to come in very handy with larger numbers. So let's say 162. Well, I'm thinking 2. I almost wrote 4. And let's say 186. All right, so I've got my 2 numbers, and they're both even. Therefore, 2 is going to go into them. So that's what I start with. Here I get 81, and here I get 93. Make my next rung. And I go, 2 isn't going to work anymore, right? But 3 might. Let's see. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. They pass the divisibility rule, divisibility test there. So 3 works. And so what do I get here? 3 into 81 is 27. Excuse me. And 3 into 93 is 31. Okay? 27. 3 into 81 is 27. And 31. So, I can't, there's nothing in common with these now, right? 3 goes into 27, doesn't go into 31. They're not even. 5 doesn't go into those. 7 doesn't. Okay. as a matter of fact, while 27 is not prime, 31 is a prime number. So, so we'll just say then that 2 times 3 is a GCF. Excuse me. And the LCM is, see, 27 times 31 times 6. And the LCM is 5,022. See, you would never come up with that if you were just listing multiples, because you would have to list so many, right? So many multiples in order to get there. So there you have a method there. It's really good with large numbers. Now, one other thing, let's do this with 3 large numbers. This ought to be a little more interesting in that regard. So let's say 162, 126, and 180. Excuse me. Okay. And I'm going to list my prime numbers again over here to the side just to have the list to refer to. Mind you, I don't really need it myself, but you might. Okay. I'm going to stop there. Okay. So, does 2 go into all those? Yes. So we start with 2, 81, 63, 90. Okay. Now 2 won't go into 2 of these, so that's not going to work, but 3 might. 8 plus 1 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. And this 9 plus 0 is 9. It passes that test, so 3 is going to work. Okay. And we already did this one, 27. And here we're going to have 21. And here we're going to have 30. Okay. Now when I look at this, all right, I believe 3 is going to work again. 7 plus 2 is 9. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 plus 0 is 3. So 3 again. Okay. And this is 9. This is 7. This is 10. Okay. 7 is prime. So we're not going to have anything that goes into all 3 of these evenly. So this is our GCF. 2 times 3 times 3. 18, or LCM, okay, is all those numbers multiplied together. So 18 times 9 times 7 times 10. Okay, that's 11,000. 11,340. And again, you would never get that LCM if those were denominators and you're trying to find the common denominator, which is the same thing as least common multiple. It would take you a while to do that versus doing it this way. So that's it, the ladder method, and I hope that is something that some of you can use.